People who say if you don't agree with me then unfriend/unfollow/block me are some of the most ignorant, closed-minded people out there. I almost immediately lose respect for someone every time I see them say this in a post. What kind of world would we live in without people having differing opinions? If you can only live in your own little think tank, and you're too fragile to hear the other side, then how can you possibly expect the other side to listen and value your opinion? It's extremely hypocritical. I live in a household with people on both sides of the political spectrum, and I wouldn't have it any other way because it improves my critical thinking skills. I don't even know if this is an actual unpopular opinion, but it seems to be based on the microcosm that is my social media. Edit. To all the people saying they would obviously unfollow or block white supremacists, obviously I'm not talking about anyone who outwardly says that they wish harm to or hate another race. All I'm saying is that people who make posts with common viewpoints, such as racism is bad, those people are pious, pretentious, and narrow-minded. It's also ignorant to write off anyone who disagrees with any viewpoint as racist. Edit. In the current political climate, I haven't seen a single person anywhere say that police brutality is good, that any race should be mistreated, or that they are against peaceful protesting. I believe that an open discourse is a better channel for people to better understand your fellow human. Final edit. I'm really surprised about how many comments disagree with this. It kind of makes me sad. I read through just about every comment and I'm also surprised at how many of you have lost friends to this. With that being said, if any of you disagree with this post, please unfriend me. I feel this 100%. Of course there are some issues where I would not want to associate with someone who has a wildly vile opinion, i.e. minorities/women shouldn't have rights or the like. But especially in the current situation, I see so many people taking this whole cancel culture to the extreme to the point that they're just alienating potential allies. I've seen so many posts like if you are upset by the property damage and looting, then you value property more than human life and I will unfriend you. I feel like in this situation, no one is arguing that police brutality or racism isn't bad. We all agree that progress needs to be made to bring about racial justice, some people just have different ideas how to do so. To tell someone who just thinks differently about how to resolve the situation how bad they are / just unfriend me now is going to push people away who are already on your side. It's very closed-minded and will ultimately be counterproductive. Of course, this applies to all perspectives. I just used the property damage scenario as a single example. There is a difference between an opinion and I would kill you given the chance. Depending of the opinion, if my 30-year-old friend thinks that it's okay to date 12-year-olds, well, I guess, but those posts aren't generally like unfollow me if you think pineapple belongs on pizza. They're usually along the lines of if you think gay people don't deserve rights, then you need to unfollow. I think the posts usually unnecessary, but I don't think they make whoever posts them a hypocrite. Depends on the opinion tbh. Only a Sith deals in absolutes. Relevant jokes aside, I've taken a strong step away from social media entirely lately. I've been looking for a good enough excuse and lately with all the negativity and division among friends and families and the sheer amount of vitriol, it was the perfect storm of hate and lack of empathy to push me away from it all. I think you can have hierarchical values as a person, and if you hold a certain idea or belief as fundamental to you as a person and the way you live your life, then it is pretty reasonable to not want to associate or engage with people who disagree or disregard this belief. I can appreciate that if a person does this kind of thing over really trivial opinions and ideas, then yes, they are by definition close-minded. But I think there are a lot of issues where each of us would not want to associate with people who fundamentally disagree, i.e., I would personally not want to associate with someone who thinks slavery is okay, and if they did then yeah, unfriend/unfollow/block. I block and or unfollow people who are constantly posting hateful, racist things or who constantly post insane conspiracy theories. It makes me mad too when I see their posts, so I unfollow them. I am trying to keep my blood pressure under control. It has made my life so much better not having to see as much stupid bullshit on my feed. My unpopular opinion is that some opinions are not opinions but actually moral standpoints. So if you disagree with me on a basic ethical standpoint, yes, I will kindly offer for you to unfollow me. I suppose it depends on the opinion they're presenting. Whilst I respect people's rights to differing opinions, I see absolutely nothing wrong with something putting such a quote if they put up a clear-cut opinion like racism needs stop. If you have a differing opinion on that, then you're part of the problem. There are some beliefs that people should be able to clear from their follower pool, like if someone is gay they should be able to ask for people who don't support gay marriage to unfollow them. If your belief actively marginalizes a group of people, then they aren't ignorant and close-minded, they just want to feel like the people that follow them actually support their identity. This I see a lot on Twitter and I don't agree with your saying of it. Like if someone is in the comment section saying there's nothing wrong with George Floyd's death, then yes, I'm going to say block me. There's no other opinion that I care about. Everyone should know as a fact that it was wrong. But this depends a lot on the opinion, but there's some things that I'm not going to teach a person after they lack the motive to change their opinion, which tend to be facts they made opinions. Agree for the most part, I get what you're saying, so I'm not going to post a but what if. I've lost a fair few friends who for all intents and purposes are rather brilliant people. They're just so blinded to their political spectrum, on either side, they started believing any form of disagreement is hatred towards them. My mom is a Democrat and my dad is a Republican, but both kept things civil. I learned a lot about both sides thanks to them and continue to. Sadly, independent didn't mean what I thought it meant back when I first registered to vote, so I've since picked a different party. I prefer a diversity of opinion and thinking. Skin color never mattered to me, but lost a friend because somehow that equates me to a racist. Likewise, I think that maybe, just maybe, lower-class citizens could use a bit more of a tax break than rich corporations, but somehow that means I support communism, so lost a friend there. Both political parties have rather close-minded individuals. Wish things were like in my younger days when you could actually have debates and it didn't devolve into screaming matches. Sorry for the long post, feels good to let off steam and rant knowing others out there do exist. Gives me some semblance of hope again. Unpopular opinion here, it might be that the person has tried to be open and talk to everyone who disagreed, but the reach of internet is vast. No one really has the time to debate every one single person who disagreed with them individually to change all their minds, so that person considers losing followers to be better than spending so much of their time trying to change the mind of people who has the opposite point of view.